Hi, welcome to another episode of Small Doses with Laura Sell. If you remember, this season we are talking about my health journey, my different diagnoses, and my issues with weight, and all of those things. So, back in about 2018, I had invited a friend of mine on a cruise and promised her a great time. Well, I couldn't have a great time because my feet began to swell and I did not understand why. Well, I went to my doctors, they x-rayed, they did everything. I think I've told you about this before. And they couldn't figure out what was going on with my feet and my legs. So they sent me to uh, a physical therapist. And the physical therapist told me that I was beginning the signs of lymphedema. Well, I sat in my car and I cried for about 20 minutes when I left that appointment because all I could think is, oh Lord, here I have another diagnosis. And I was just so over it. I didn't want to have another diagnosis. So she referred me to the specialist at their office who handled lymphedema, and they recommended that I wear this compression garment on my right leg. And she showed me how to put it on and take it off. They custom make it to fit your leg. So I sucked it up. I got the garment, and I had to wear this garment for a couple of months, I think. Well, I misunderstood how to put it on because what I did, I videotaped her putting it on me. And so when I watched the videotape, not realizing it's doing it in the reverse. So long story short, I put it on backwards and it rubbed a blister on my leg. And I ended up having to go to the wound care clinic. I think I told you about that. And I got to ring the bell because I left early and they were surprised because diabetics usually stay at the wound care clinic for a long time. Anyway, so I went through all of that and I had to wear compression socks every single day. Every single day from 2018 until 2022, I wore compression socks. Compression socks are very expensive when you get the medical grade ones. Thank God for insurance. I think I may have paid $30 a pair for the socks, which if you buy them retail, they cost $100 a pair. Yeah, but I had to wear them every day. And my insurance company only wanted to give me 2 or 3 pair of socks. I'm like, it's 7 days in a week. I need 7 pairs of socks. So my husband had to do battle to get the insurance company to allow me to get more socks. And he discovered during the battle, and this is for you military families, uh, that I was entitled to $2,500 a year of uh, uh, tangible medical goods like socks or other kind of devices or whatever. So in case you didn't know that, you know that now. Go look it up. Anyway, so I got approved to get more socks, but it's 2018. So you know you got a hand. Well, yeah. Well, if I did put them in the washing machine, I used one of those little lingerie bags, but I hung them out to dry. But anyway, you got to take really good care of these expensive socks because they ain't like the socks you get in at Walmart and Target. Anyway, I wore the socks every day. And at some point, I started noticing after a year or so, maybe even after the second year, that my skin on my legs started feeling, I don't know, brittle, mushy. I don't know what to call it. So I stopped wearing them every day. I would wear them every other day. Well, anyway, so I wore the socks. Well, fast forward to 2022. Keep in mind from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, I have done very little walking, very little moving. I could barely stand at my sink to wash dishes because the pain in my feet and legs was really bad. Now, the socks did help, but it didn't end the misery, it just made it a little bit more bearable. So, 2022, I have been referred to a new endocrinologist, and he's going down my list of medications, and he asked, did I have a problem with swelling in my feet and legs? And I was like, do I have a problem with swelling in my feet and my legs? Sure, I do. So I take him all the way back to 2018 when this problem started, and I didn't know what it came from. My rheumatologist didn't know, my GP didn't know, and they sent me to physical therapy. I mean, I gave him the whole rundown. And he says, yeah, well, that's probably caused by this particular medication. Now, I had looked up the symptoms and things this the side effects that this medication could cause. I don't recall seeing anything about swelling, but I did know it could lead to congestive heart failure and some other stuff. But anyway, he said, yeah, this particular medication. So here I am, 19 years into diabetes. I don't know how many years I have been taking Actos. I'm thinking I'm real proud of myself. I take this one pill a day. I'm managing my diabetes. I'm eating all the junk I want to eat. I'm drinking alcohol. I'm doing all the things. All I take is one pill, and my A1C is still a 5.7 to a 6.2 on my worst days. And that's doing better than any diabetic that I knew, right? So I'm patting myself on the back, thinking I'm living life and I'm doing the darn thing. Then I find out this pill is killing me faster than the diabetes is. What? So I'm angry now because my rheumatologist knew I was on this medicine. My GP knew I was on this medicine. She'd been writing a prescription for it. I go to both of these people and talk about my feet and my discomfort, and they are clueless. Neither of them took the time to check my medications to see what I was taking and what the side effects were. So I'm steaming. I'm angry. At this point, they had put me on Ozempic, which I had to stop taking because the Ozempic, Lord have mercy, caused the worst constipation. I think I told you about this. So anyway, I have this Actos, and this Actos has pretty much jacked up or started to ruin my lymphatic system. Well, the reason that I was referred to the endocrinologist was because I mentioned to my GYN that, for fellas, it's a gynecologist, that I wanted to lose weight, but I felt overwhelmed because I'm diabetic. I have thyroid disease. I'm in full-blown menopause, and I can't use my feet and legs to move around to help burn calories. So she sent me to this endocrinologist saying that he was really good and he'd been helping people with weight loss. So that's how I got there. Now, back. So I get home, I'm frustrated. Well, your email, your Google machine, your telephone listens to everything you say. I think it even listens to what you think. So I get home, I'm playing around on my cell phone, and I see this woman, never heard of her before, never seen her before, when she's talking about this master class to help you with health issues. And she talked about diabetes, she talked about weight, so it got my antenna up. And she was offering a free master class. So I said, okay, I'll check it out. And I did. So put a pin right there. Let's back up. So I've told you how I went through the protein thing. And then I told you how I found out about Joe Cross, the Australian guy who does the juicing. And I did the juicing and how much I learned about eating the right things during the juicing. And, I fell off from the juicing and I went back to eating all the stuff. And then I found out about J.J. Smith, where I learned about detoxing my body and eating really healthy foods and things. Her story was, very interesting to me about how she healed herself with smoothies. And so I did the smoothie thing, became a smoothie leader. Remember I told you that. And so I did that for a while and still occasionally would make smoothies. But I fell off that wagon. I went back to eating stuff. I went to eating the things that we like. So anyway, so here we are, yet another person who's come into my life. And I call this the anchor leg of my race, the missing piece to my puzzle. Her name is Rochelle Parks. She has a YouTube page. You can follow her. She has a Facebook page. And so I went to her masterclass. And as I'm listening, I'm intrigued. And I'm like, But I'm telling myself, I'm not spending another dime on this journey. This shirt is too big. But anyway, I'm not spending another dime on this journey for weight loss. I'm listening. I'm loving everything she's saying. But I had hunkered down and I just wasn't going to do it. So then they said, well, if you'd like a consultation about the program, click this link and you get a 15-minute, no obligation, la, la, la. I clicked it. So they set me an appointment for like a couple of days later. I just called it Thursday. So Thursday, I'm supposed to have this appointment. Well, about Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm thinking, I clicked that link. I don't want to waste these people's time. I'm not wasting my money. I'm not spending money doing anything else. I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. Well, anyway, I said, well, no, I've had a business before and I know how I felt when people just ghosted me and didn't show up. So I'm going to go to the call. I do the 15-minute call. I talk. She listens. I'm expecting her to do the hard sell. There was no heart cell. She had already made her point about what she can do and help you with. So at the end of the call, she goes, "Well, sis, it's 16 minutes. We're on somebody else's time. What's your decision? What are you going to do?" And I took a breath and I said, "Well, heck, she didn't hit me with the 1-2 punch. I like that. I don't like heart cells." I said, "You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the 45 days." So I did the 45 days of a program called Sugar Ain't Sweet. The first week of this program, I had to go all raw. I had to eat all raw, which was not a problem for me because I love fruit and vegetables. But then she said, if you're diabetic, don't eat the fruit. Boom. Okay, not a problem. I like vegetables. So I did 7 days raw. The very first day, oh, and she has you to check your blood sugar. So, like you're supposed to, because I wasn't doing it. So I checked my blood sugar like I'm supposed to. And the first day, my blood sugar dipped down into the 60s several times. And I'm like, this ain't good. It's too low. So the next morning when I woke up, day 2, I said to myself, I said, self said, huh? I said, you would be a fool if you take that pill knowing that your blood sugar was dropping all day yesterday. So the second day I did not take the pill. And I have not had a diabetic medication in my body since June 26th of 2022. We are now in November. So I did the raw, and at the end of 7 days, I had dropped about 15 pounds. My blood sugars had started normalizing. They were still dipping to the 60s a little bit, but yeah, so I continued the 45 days. And after 45 days, I think I had lost like 36 pounds. Uh, I was amazed. I was amazed, and my blood sugar was still regulated. So after 100 days on the program, I had lost 53 pounds. I mean, inches are dropping. It's unbelievable what my experience was with this program. Um, I am so excited about my life, but here's what happens. She tells you what Hippocrates said: "Let food be your medicine, and medicine be your food." And I think I mentioned that on a call on one of my podcasts about Hippocrates and that the doctors take the Hippocratic oath, but they don't live by what Hippocrates said about food. She also tells you if you give your body what it needs to thrive, it will, and it will. So to this day, I think I've had bread one time that shot my blood sugar up, so I haven't gone back to bread. I dare not touch rice. I have had to divorce rice. It's been a bitter divorce. Uh, Not really. I don't miss it. Um, I love my fruit and my vegetables. I've not had man-made processed sugar or food. Um, I'm eating the fruits. I'm eating the vegetables. Yeah, I started back eating the fruit because my blood sugars was dropping down into the 60s, and I was like, well, I guess I can handle some fruit. I eat my fruit early in the day. I don't eat it every day, but when I want something sweet, that's what I have. I have a piece of fruit. I eat God's candy. I'll eat some berries or whatever. Um, I feel amazing. Remember, I told you I could barely stand up at my sink and wash dishes? Well, not only do I stand up at my sink and wash dishes now, I have started walking, and I walk up to 3 to 5 miles, depending on how I feel about that day. I have also resumed doing Zumba. I have not renewed my Zumba license to teach, and it doesn't matter to me if I never teach another Zumba class. As long as I can dance, that's what makes me happy. Um, so, yeah, that program, like I said, was a missing puzzle, and here's why. I mastered losing weight. I could lose weight. I lost weight on the protein program. I lost weight with the juicing. I lost weight with the smoothies. What I didn't get, the piece of the puzzle that was missing for me, was the health. When I began to focus on my health and not just the weight came off. Because what Coach Rowe will say is fat can't live in a healthy body, and it can't. So I've been healing my body inside out. Um, My energy is through the roof. I'm enjoying life again. Um, I don't know what to tell you. So again, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I can't diagnose you. I can't tell you what to do. What I can only do is suggest to you that you do the research. You find the people who can help you get where you want to be. Um, don't trust everything. Um, leave the processed foods alone. Uh, with Rochelle Parks, I've learned more details about reading the labels, and she has explained to me and others what those different things, those ingredients do as far as causing cancer and other diseases, hyperactivity in children. It's stuff that when you really think about it, why would you put this stuff in your body when you can actually eat food that doesn't have it? Um, all the things that I would go to, I haven't wanted. But I've told you on my journey's been longer than a lot of people's journeys. So there's no judgment for me that if you're not there yet, because I was diagnosed with diabetes 19 years ago. And in the course of 19 years, I've eaten the things that I knew were not good for people with diabetes. I have drank the things that I knew were not good for people who had diabetes. And I was proud of my one pill, honey. Let me tell you, I was so proud of that one pill until I found out that pill was trying to kill me. Since I have done this program, they have reduced the levels of my thyroid medication twice. I have a doctor's appointment coming up soon, and I can't wait to see what my lab results are. I'll probably come back on and tell you about my lab results. But like I said, this program has been the missing piece to my personal puzzle. I mastered losing weight. I didn't master being healthy. And so now that health is my focus, my end game is to never have to be back on that particular medication or any medication to treat my diabetes again. Um, it is amazing to me. I wake up with my blood sugars in the 70s. It is amazing to me 2 hours after my meal, my blood sugar will be in the 70s, sometimes in the 80s. Now, I'm not going to lie, I've messed up. I discovered the hard way that 10 Cheetos, just 10 crunchy Cheetos, can run your blood sugar over 100. Blew my mind. Yep, 10 Cheetos. And when you read the ingredients on what's on a Cheeto bag, why in the world would I want to eat Cheetos anyway? But yeah, I was eating the Cheetos. And so then I discovered that if I ate five, it did make my blood sugar go up as high as 10. So, I mean, and that's just to say, you can learn to incorporate some of the things you like into your life sometimes, but not all the time, not every day, not every week, not even every month. You just have to figure it out. It's a process. And I only wish that the medical professionals had talked to me about this, told me this before I reached the age of 60. So, but that's okay. I'm 60. I have it figured out, as at least I figured it out for right now. And we learned from Rochelle T. Parks, as she says, that sugar ain't sweet. And I'm living without it. I'm sugar free. I don't take it in the form of honey. I don't want your artificial sweeteners. I don't want your cane sugar. I don't want your processed sugar. I get my sugar out of the fruit that I eat, and that works for me. So this has been my health journey with diabetes, thyroid disease, the fibroid tumors, the rheumatoid arthritis, the swollen feet and legs, and the almost having lymphedema. Oh, and by the way, did I mention I haven't had on a compression sock since the first week of July? Not a single day I haven't had a bit of swelling. My feet look normal again. My legs look normal again. I feel normal again. I said I'm walking and I'm doing Zumba, right? So you can't do that with swollen feet and legs. So my plea to anyone watching or listening to any of this season of this podcast about my personal health journey is, number one, ask the doctors the questions. Research the medications that you're taking. You know, there's a reason they put those pamphlets in there in the tiny, teeny print. They don't want you to read what it says, because it's kind of like, you know, when we go on social media and you're uploading a new app or downloading a new app, and you just swipe acknowledge that you read the stuff and you know you haven't read it. Well, that's what the pharmaceutical companies do. They give you a little small print stuff, hoping that you don't read it, because if you read it, you're not going to understand it anyway. But they don't want you to know what these medications are going to do to you. They don't want you to know. I remember I questioned the doctor. I think I told you this on one of the earlier episodes. I questioned her about a cholesterol medication that the pharmacist told me not to take. And she's like, she poo pooed that away. Oh, that's not true. You won't have those side effects. Get out of here. Yeah. If the manufacturer tells you that it's a side effect, it's a side effect. Trust them. Okay. But yeah, question your doctor. Look up the medications that you're on, research them. Share with family and friends, because you're not the only one taking it and you're not the only one going through these things. You may learn something from someone close to you and you don't even know it. Know that certain medications cause side effects, and rather than take you off that medication, they'll give you another medication to quell that side effect. So you could be taking medicine because of the medicine that you're taking. Make it make sense. That makes no sense at all. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people may have some conditions that they absolutely have to take the medicine, and then they have to take the medicine to take the medicine. Okay. I am not telling anybody to not take the medicine. What I am saying is ask your doctors. Is there any other way? Is there any other medication? Is there any other treatment? Are there any other methods? And if they don't have any answers, continue to take your meds, but try just eating vegetables and fruit, and cut out the fried stuff, and cut out the boxed foods, the prepackaged foods. Maybe if you go back to nature and eat the things that God grew on this green earth for us to eat, and you eat them the way he made them as close as possible, maybe, just maybe, your experience could be similar to mine and you can heal your body from the inside out. But anyway, so I've left you with some names of people you can look up. They may be able to help you. They've definitely helped me. It's Joe Cross, the Australian guy who does the juicing. JJ Smith, a beautiful sister who does the green smoothies. And she would tell you she didn't invent green smoothies, but she did invent the 10-day green smoothie cleanse. And then Rochelle T. Parks. Look into these ladies and gentlemen. They might help you get your life right, at least get you on the right track to getting right. I want to share this before I go. I got my husband to do 7 days raw because he has always been like borderline high blood pressure. And his blood pressure went from like 130 something to 80 over 80 down to 127 over 78. I went away for a few weeks and came back home, and he was so excited when he picked me up from the airport. He'd had his blood pressure checked. It was 121 over 70 something, and he was so excited. And I was excited for him because guess what? After he did the 7 days raw, he continued to eat salads and leafy greens with his meals. So anyway, that's me. That's my story. I have a couple of other little things that I'll come back with, but this pretty much caps the season. Anything else that I post this month will just be a bonus. But yeah, this is Larcel. It's been great talking to you guys about my health journey. I hope that I have helped someone. Subscribe to my channel, click like, give me a thumbs up, share this with someone that you think can benefit from any of this journey that I've been on. It's been real. This has probably been one of my longest podcasts that I've done, and it's probably because it's near and dear to my heart. It's very important to me. I feel so much better in my body that I want this for everybody. I don't want anybody else to experience the miseries that I have had to experience. So my daddy told me a long time ago that unfortunately I couldn't learn from his experiences. I had to have my own. And I know that's true for me and you. You can't necessarily benefit from my life experiences exactly the same way I did, but maybe you can listen to something I've said and think about it and make some small changes in your life. Um, just ask the questions, do the research, change the way you're eating. I know we like what we like. I like what I like, but I don't miss any of it because I like walking and exercising and sleeping well better than I like eating the things that I thought made me happy. So I'm happy eating green. I'm happy jumping around in the morning. I do my 45 minutes when I get up in the morning, and I do 45 minutes before I go to bed at night. And I'm grateful to God that I can do that. So happy health to you. Happy health to me. And stick around. I have no idea what the next season of Small Doses will be, but I'll have fun doing it, and I hope you enjoy listening. So, bye.